Hey, welcome back, friends, to the Tuesday night get together that we do called Castro Valley News Live. This is episode 31, and if you are just tuning in and haven't seen this before, my name is Robert. We take an hour every Tuesday at 7 p.m. to get together and talk about events and happenings of the day. I gotta share something with you, guy. Hey, Bob, how you doing? Good to see Bob's back. I gotta share with you something. I was just checking some of the older episodes to make sure I have the proper episode number correct. And I was listening to the start of the show, and it was me sniffing and coughing, and that was how rude. How rude of me. That was from, I think, 2 weeks ago when we spoke to Erin at Erin's art studio. I hope Erin is out there. I hope she's doing well. On that episode, Erin bravely shared her experience with having COVID-19 and recovering from it, and her boyfriend as well. So hopefully, Erin and Rich are listening and doing well. I saw Erin the other day. She's in good spirits. She is also in good health as well. Uh, Circling back to why we didn't have an episode last week, it was Tuesday, that Super Tuesday, and a little something called the presidential election was happening. And I don't really want to dig too far into the politics here, but I did want to share a couple of things that were kind of on my mind in regards to the election itself. Hey, Don, how you doing, sir? Don is in the wait. I gotta do the late night voice for Don. Here we go. It's now I'm gonna clear my throat, and that's rude. It's Don from One Bad Apple. Don giving you a shout out from Castro Valley News for the one and only Don at One Bad Apple. Love you, Don. Glad to see you're listening. So the election thing. Just two quick things. I think the big hope that I had with the election was it's just something that I kind of feel. Hey, Nathan, how you doing? Nathan's in the house. Don't know where you're at, but good to see you, Nathan. And I don't want to sound like I'm bashing anybody, but I really felt that I still feel that we need someone in the White House with um, a bit more professionalism, a bit more tact. And I don't think it's really a Democrat Republican thing because, as far as I recall, and I do remember a couple of Republican presidents, actually three, the two Bush presidents and Ronald Reagan. They were professional, and I know Bob's Bob's telling me to be careful, and I got to, because I know this politics thing is it's so divisive. And I am neither a Republican or a Democrat. Nate, wait. Let me see. Nate is Crow Canyon. Nate is in Castro Valley. Thank you, Nate, for tuning in. Um, we just need someone in the White House who's going to be professional and cool with other people. And I don't. I mean, it's just you're. It's the top position in the United States. Um, Yeah, it just be a little bit more. I mean, it's yeah. Like Bob said, I'm being very careful, I'm very cautious. I'm doing a delicate and wonderful dance with my words, and I should just say it. We need someone who's going to be professional and diplomatic to everyone, everywhere. And I I I I have high hopes for the outcome. The legal challenges are still here and coming and left and right. But I'm hoping that there's going to be some good change and some things that will instill hope among us all. I think uh, that was the other thing that I wanted to see at the end of this election that took 3 days and still may not be over. I don't know. I don't know what legal challenges are going to happen. And I don't really want to dig into that because Don says his wife is the president in his house. There was a saying that I've heard a couple people say, happy wife, happy life. But I just wanted to share really quick the two things that were on top of my list for the elections is we need someone who's going to be professional and diplomatic and can obviously work with other people, and someone who's going to bring hope. And when it's all said and done, I'm hoping for the best. So with that said, with the elections and just mentioning something with politics, I had a long conversation with a friend who is not a business owner in Castro Valley, but he's a mover and a shaker in town, and I don't want to drop his name because he may not appreciate it. But we had a conversation about politics, and we kind of were on the same page that it's it's tough that, hey, Matella, how are you? Oh, Matella was responding to Don. Yep, smart guy. There you go. Um, the thing with politics is that it's right now it's so divisive, and it seems like a lot of people are not recognizing folks who may be on the other side of the political spectrum. They're not People are not identifying people as human anymore. They're enemies. And maybe I'm naive because I don't have a party, and I don't particularly approach politics with that mindset, or that mindset that someone who disagrees with me is my enemy or is someone that I need to uh, pursue and corner. And Todd is telling me to say it. I think I did. I hope so. But I don't have that inside me that if someone disagrees with me, they're going to be my enemy, or it's my goal to persuade and throw all this ire towards them so that they will see or somehow agree with me. I just think I think the fine art of being able to diplomatically disagree with someone and be peaceful with them, I think it's a dying art. And I think a lot of the divisive nature of politics, and I'm not blaming either political party for this. I think both political parties are equally culpable and can be held accountable for this, but we're really losing our humanity because of politics. And I think the times that we're living in right now with Denise, you got it perfect. Agree to disagree. There you go, and walk away and be able to be cordial with that person. It's a lot of times it's just not happening anymore. We're just beating each other over the head with this political stick, and it's n- it's sad. It's To me, it's sad, and I know what's real for me, or what um, my feelings are not your feelings, and it's okay that we disagree. And there's your example right there. Um, Ellen is saying, I don't need to agree with you to be friends with you. And I think that's a that's perfect right there. I think what Ellen is saying, I think that might be a dying art because it's so divisive, and I don't have the answer. I wish I did because I would spray paint it on every wall everywhere. But I think we just need to get back to humanity and realize it's okay to disagree, and it's okay to be cool with that person that you disagree with. You don't have to beat them over their head with your ideals and your beliefs. It's all part of the melting pot we've got here, and like I said, I had this conversation with this friend the other day, and as soon as I said that, I saw on his face he felt it, and um, we're all in this together, whether we like it or not, or whether we like that we disagree with others or not. We're all in this together. So, with that said, that is the end of my delicate dancing around the topic of the elections and politics. Uh, it, I'm hopeful. I hope that you guys are hopeful, and that was a lot of usage of the word hope. But then again, that's a word we need a lot more of. So uh, we also a lot of good news happening with the vaccine from Pfizer that's supposedly 90% effective in the people who were involved in that trial run. From what I hear from all of the stories, it's good news, but I think it's going to be extremely problematic because it needs to be super, super cold. So the places are going to have dry ice. I don't hear that there's a lot of this this vaccine on hand. But then again, it's a light at the end of the tunnel, but we don't know as of yet how long that tunnel is going to be. So, but any hope is good hope, because there's so many businesses, so many people hurting at this point. There is wonderful news that a lot of businesses, the restaurants, are being allowed to have, I think, 25% capacity inside. I have a friend told me he was at JP's the other night, and he said that they were packed to that capacity, and it's great. We need to do as much as we can for all of the businesses that are open. And Kim is asking if Chef's is going to open back up. I don't know what Chef's is. Is that the restaurant in the bowling alley? That would be a good question for the bowling alley. Um, but the bowling alley is open. That's fantastic news. They've been closed for months, 7.5 months, and they're good people. I love the bowling alley. The theater opened, and I believe they were doing a great movie, Back to the Future, over the weekend, and it's fantastic for the bowl. Sorry, yeah, it's fantastic for both the bowling alley and the theater open. We are so lucky to have. And I say this every episode, we're extremely lucky to have a beautiful um, first run theater that is an original single screen theater. Um, that is a gem, and I hope we all do what we can to help the theater stay afloat during this time. I don't know. The last thing I heard was I'm not sure whether they had the concession stand open or not. I think there was some kind of snag with the county where because it's a concession stand, it's a different category. With that said, and that aside, you can still go to the Chabot Theater's website. You can buy gift cards. You can. They have awesome Chabot Theater shirts with a really cool graphic of the theater itself. So many original vintage one single screen theaters are closed, are have died, have become churches. The Lorenzo Theater on Hesperian, for as long as I can remember, I can't say the word remember. My mouth got ahead of my mind. Sorry. For as long as I can remember, and I've lived locally all my life, there have been so many people trying to get the Lorenzo Theater back up and running and doing something. I'm sorry, the Bowel Theater in San Leandro deserves a shout out too, because it's a vintage theater that is beautiful and has been they've done the owner's done a lot of work to it. I think it's still Dan Dillman. I might be wrong. He's an awesome guy over in San Leandro as well. Good business guy. But as long as I can remember, the Lorenzo Theater, the community has really rallied around that building, and unfortunately, it's caught on fire twice in the past couple months. And I think I don't know what's going on there. It's horrible to see the beautiful interior of that building just being damaged by these fires. I know a lot of the seats and the amenities inside disappeared. I went to high school in that area, and I remember a couple days just walking by, um, seeing people walking out of the back of or the side of the Lorenzo Theater, taking a lot of the vintage chairs and putting them into trucks, and it's just sad. It's a beautiful building, so hopefully, I'm sure there's a website that you can probably donate to if you would like to help refurbish it. I think they're still working on it. They're not giving up, which is awesome. The folks in San Lorenzo are just not giving up on that building, and it's great. It does it's a landmark, and it deserves to be brought back to some sort of use and some sort of semblance of its former glory, because those murals inside are beautiful. And I did peek in there back, I think it was the 90s, and it had most of the stuff in there, and it's just a beautiful building. But getting back to the Chabot Theater, we're so lucky. Just Castro Valley. Alex is mentioning there's a Facebook group dedicated to the theater, and I haven't seen that. If you can find that, share the link. That would be great. But they have a website. They're selling gift cards. You can support the theater in that way. Like I said, they're doing shirts. They are open limited. I'm not sure what the movie schedule is going to be, but they did show Back to the Future over the weekend, and from what I heard, I didn't make it there. I heard that there were a lot of people enjoying the theater there. And the bowling alley. Yes, let's support the bowling alley now that they're reopened. I think they're opened. I don't want to speak out of turn. I don't remember their hours. Hopefully, our moderator can find their hours. But the bowling alley is open daily. They're doing the 25% capacity. They're also doing specials. And who doesn't have fun at oh, Alex was mentioning there's a Facebook group dedicated to the Lorenzo Theater. I'm sorry, I thought there was a Facebook group dedicated to the Chabot. Hopefully one of those will start up. But thank you, Alex, for sharing that for the group dedicated to restoring the Lorenzo Theater. I kind of grew up in that area in San Lorenzo, off and on. When we talk about that area, let's mention Mervyn's, because we're talking about San Lorenzo in that area. My grandmother had a house 2 streets behind the original Mervyn's, and I'm completely off on a tangent here. I'm sorry. Um, so many fond memories of that original Mervyn's. That whole area was just so alive with so much stuff. Mervin's had a toy store kind of catty corner across to the old Mervin's. Kavanaugh's was there, and now it just looks there's nothing happening there, and it's just sad. There is supposedly some sort of development that is supposed to happen where Mervin's was. I haven't seen anything happening there. I apologize for completely derailing the train there. Um, but we were talking about the Lorenzo Theater, and I just got kind of nostalgic about Mervin's, the original Mervin's. I remember there was a wacky, weird slope to the floor downstairs. Um, yeah, that store was great. That store was fan. Every year, we would all get gift cards to Mervin's. Gift certificates, not gift cards. There was the back in the day would you would get a big gigantic gift certificate that was the size of a huge legal envelope, and yeah, I miss Mervin's. I miss the original Mervin's. The other locations didn't have Janice exactly. The floors creaked. All the floors creaked in Mervin's. It was such a cool building. I don't think I think it was the original Mervin's was across the street from where the big Mervin's was, and there was supposedly a bowling alley downstairs. I have heard from a lot of people that there was a bowling alley down there. Um, Mervin's was just a magical store. It was just I think it's just tied to the whole family thing for me. But I totally digressed, given some love to San Lorenzo and the old Mervin's. I remember, never mind. Let's talk Castro Valley. Um, yeah, somebody just mentioned um, Nick the Greek. Nick the Greek restaurant is coming to the village, and I'm sorry, I'm scrolling trying to find out who mentioned it. But I think, yeah, Bob mentioned nice about Nick the Greek. It's different. And I think we can talk for a second. Oh, shoot. I'm totally bogarting the whole conversation. If you would like to text a comment or a compliment or a complaint or whatever, you can text me 510-331-9112. You can call if you like. A lot of people don't like to call, but if you want to, that's fine as well. If you text, I won't get your name. I'll just give the area code. I'm not going to put your phone number out there. But again, 510-331-9112. If you'd like to text a comment, that is the text line. Don, same thing here. My mom would buy our school clothes at Mervin's. I remember 49er jerseys being on layaway. Who remembers layaway? And what was cool about Mervin's is on the jersey they would iron on your name on the back, so it would look like a cool official jersey. So we would have our 49ers jerseys with our last name on the back, which were cool, very cool. So getting back to Nick the Greek, I think the village is coming into his own. I think there's yeah, another cool food place in the village where Worldwide Art used to be. And I want to give a shout out to the guys at Worldwide Art because I had a lot of things framed by those guys and they were just super nice dudes. They had a lot of cool stuff in that shop. The internet, I think, kind of chipped away at their bottom line, and then COVID really hurt them as well. But Nick the Greek, Greek food, they're doing souvlaki and gyros. I know I pronounced that correctly because it's not gyros, it's gyros. It's great. That's a cool spot. I think it's going to be good for Castro Valley. It'll be one less empty spot in the village. Janice is saying we need a Hofbrau. And if I remember correctly, Norman's used to be a Hofbrau. And of course, before it was Red Barn. But Norman's is good people, good food, good stuff. They are packed a lot. I almost wanted to mention something about people, the restaurants doing outdoor dining, but a lot of the restaurants are doing indoor dining now. So Don said COVID sucks, and it does. It does. It's changed our lives in so many ways, but I think it's brought us all together in a way. I think it's brought a lot of compassion and caring out, but I'm just an optimist. So, um, yeah, with that said, yeah, check out the bowling alley. They are open. They have limited hours. And of course, the theater. You can call the bowling alley, and Matella is saying we were the rich kids growing up. Rich kids got clothes from Mervin's. The poor kids got hand-me-downs, or if we were lucky, we got from Liberty House. Actually, we had a lot of hand-me-downs. I got a lot of hand-me-downs from my brother, and I think he got. No, we were secondhand store kids, so for a splurge or a birthday, we would get Mervin's, and of course, our grandmother would spoil us with the Christmas gift certificates. Um, yeah, we were secondhand store kids, and still, you know what? This is going to be controversial. So if you want to, you can record me on this. I wish Castro Valley I wish there were a secondhand store closer to us. I'll say that. I was almost going to say I wish Castro Valley had a secondhand store, but I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't. It almost happened, and it was not received favorably by the MAC and some people in town. It was, however, there were people who supported it. But I think it was a couple years ago. Goodwill wanted to occupy it's where the paint place is. And yeah, Denise loved Thrift Town San Lorenzo. God, I missed that store. Donna, say it. I'm sorry. I try to be diplomatic, but you know, I do. I wish there were a secondhand store in Castro Valley, but it's not going to happen. Um, we almost had a Goodwill, but like I said, the MAC didn't want it, and some people in the community didn't want it. There were people in the community who did want it, but yeah. God, I am completely derailed. So I apologize. I'm going off all over the map. We were just talking about Mervin's. Spencer is mentioning, he said he's seen 2 cats and 1 raccoon get hit by the crosswalk at Chabot Elementary on Chabot Road. People driving too fast. Call CHP and have them come out and do a speed monitoring on that street. 510-581-9028. I hope that's the correct number for Castro Valley CHP. Moderator, please find the number for Castro Valley CHP. So Spencer that's Lake Chabot Road, near Chabot Elementary. People are just driving too fast. And as Spencer mentioned, that there was a wild traffic collision a couple days ago. We went live out there. Somebody, I don't know if they were driving too fast or if they were not doing texting or what was happening, but yeah, there was a minivan that hit a power pole. But Spencer, call the Castro Valley CHP and request that they come out and monitor speed in your area. And yeah, thank goodness I got the number right. Castro Valley CHP, thank you, moderator. 510-581-9028. All you have to do is just ask whichever officer that answers. Give them the situation that you're seeing speeders in your area and request speed monitoring. They will come out within a week. Um, we're super super lucky to have a CHP office here in town, and they like to respond to the community's requests, and they're good folks. One more thing I wanted to bring up. Oh, the village Halloween contest went fantastically. They were doing, as you know, with COVID, the Halloween situation is different, and usually they have a kind of a parade of kids and folks on Halloween, kids and their parents on Halloween in costume, and of course, due to COVID-19, that event was had the kibosh put on it. So they did a contest that was cool. They had a selfie station, a big backdrop where Worldwide Art was, where Nick the Greek will be. Spencer, you're welcome. Happy to help. I hope people slow down in your neck of the woods. But yeah, getting back to the village, we helped promote the a giveaway that they were doing, which was really cool. All you had to do was go take a selfie at the near their backdrop, send an email in with your photo, and they were giving away a $500 shopping spree in the village. And within a month, there were about 85 entries, and we have a grand prize winner. We shared it. So the village will be doing something similar for Christmas because, as you can probably surmise, there, and this, frankly, this sucks. Every year, I really, really love going to the village tree lighting ceremony. It's a blast, and it's super, super popular. There's tons of people who show up. You've probably seen it. We live stream it every year. I think it's been for the past 4 years, maybe five. But they do a tree lighting. They feature local singers, dancers from all of the dance studios in town. A lot of kids come from the I think they're the Madrigals from Castro Valley High perform, which is one of the I mean this whole thing is just every year just a blast. Like I said, the Madrigals from the high school come and do a bunch of songs. Dancers from the dance studios, um, performers from the Castro Valley School of Music come out, and um, unfortunately, the tree lighting ceremony will not happen this year. But from what it sounds like from what I've heard, Don, you should be Santa. Don, you are Santa. Now, live in Castro Valley, Don Shelby is Santa. Or should it be more like an action? Don Shelby is Santa. He's back. Anyways, enough silliness. But keep your eyes peeled for another kind of giveaway thing happening at the village for Christmas. We'll be partnering with the village to promote it. And the more I get to know the people at the village, the more I like them. They really want to give something back and do something for the community during the holidays. And I think it's really cool what they did with Halloween, and I think what they're going to be doing with Christmas will be just as cool. Next, I'm not sure if you know this, but Castro Valley News, we are a business. It's not a hobby. It's not. We have bills. Damn, I'm stammering. Sorry. We have bills. I love what I do, but you could help us immensely continue doing jeez, continue doing what we're doing. You could help us continue do what we do here by making a donation of any amount, and our moderator will share the link to our donation page on our website. Any amount helps. Uh, we love you. Show us some love back. If you appreciate the fact that we're here 24/7, and we are open 24/7. We don't close. Castro Valley News never closes, unless we're in the restroom or taking a shower. But any amount that you might have that you feel we deserve or that you could pass along to us is appreciated. We are independent of the moment local news, and we would definitely appreciate your support. It would help us immensely in what we do. We are we the hope that we have is that we can show other news agencies that what we do can continue and can be sustainable. So yeah, your any amount that you would like to donate would be extremely helpful. And like I said, the link to that our donation pledge page is in the comments. We the philosophy here is news enriches the community and it helps enhance the quality of life. Janice said it perfectly. Anything Castro Valley related, she checks our page first. We're quick to report. So any donation will help us continue to do that. We love what we do. We really love all you guys. So you can definitely show us a little love back by donating. And let me give you the phone number one more time if you want to text 510-331-9112. You can call if you have a topic, a complaint, a compliment, a confession, or you can just post whatever's on your mind in the comments. My list of things to talk about has just been exhausted. So now it's on you. What's on your mind? I'll say that one more time for the donation. If you'd like to donate, we'd appreciate that greatly. We appreciate any amount of support that you can share. Bob is asking, where else can I be a senior citizen Cub reporter? Bob, you're a superstar reporter, and I appreciate you. You're awesome. Thank you so much for all of the comments and topics and information that you provide to us. It is greatly appreciated. 510-331-9112 if you would like to throw out a topic or something to discuss. Confession, complaint, compliment, we love them all. Getting back to talking about food, I think the village is going to pretty much have it all when it comes to food. There's no Hofbrau there. There's Mr. Pickles. They got sandwiches. And I did say sandwiches. They got sandwiches. They got Don Jose's. They got Mexican covered, Don Jose's. They got Habit Burger. What else did they have to eat? Well, they're going to have Greek food coming right up. We've got a, oh, they got the sushi place. They got the sushi place too. Is that iSushi over there? They got the sushi place. Unfortunately, we lost Lime Leaf not too long ago. And if you guys never tried Lime Leaf, you missed out. Because that place was, whew, that was good stuff. Lime Leaf was good stuff. Aroma, I know, I would have kicked myself if I forgot Aroma. Aroma does great food, and they are beautiful, wonderful people. I know there's a lot of talk. People don't like the options of food in town. There are some people, we've covered this tons of times. We talked about this with Chet. I've talked about this with Ashley. Talked about this with Chef Igor, if you are listening, Chef Igor, we love you. Igor Bremen, we love you. Nothing but love for Chef Igor. Denise is asking, where's Habit Burger? Habit Burger is right behind Pete's Coffee. It's at that new building next to it's a gym. It's Orange something gym. I can't think of the name. But Habit Burger is, yeah, right behind Pete's Coffee. Yeah, Chef Igor, we love you. And I completely forgot. Oh, um, the fact that the people say that there's no good food in Castro Valley, and I don't think that's true. I think that's completely wrong. We have one of the most amazing taquerias ever on Redwood Road, attached to the supermercado there. Aroma Cuisine kills it. They're great. Don is mentioning that Ashley rolls, and she does. We need a K barbecue. Gosh, we've got Ono Hawaiian. Is that different? And I apologize. I'm a vegetarian, so you talk meat. I have no idea. Orange Theory. That's the name of the gym. Best Chinese food in Castro Valley. That's a good question. I hear Silver Spoon was pretty good, but like I said, I can't answer that question for you. But we do. We have good restaurants in Castro Valley. We've got Aroma. They kill it. We got Lucadeli. We got Portales. Shout out to Rosa and Gustavo over at Portales. Portales has a huge following in Castro Valley because they're amazing people and they make great food. I just love Rosa. I'm gonna say that maybe two more times. I love Rosa and Gustavo at Portales. They are such good people. Other good food in Castro Valley. JP's kills it. JP's is great. Norman's Grill kills it. Boulevard Burger. If you want to cheat, you can call Val's Castro Valley. Technically, they're just one street outside of Castro Valley. I know. That's a controversial issue, everybody. Well, no, they're Hayward. They're Hayward. But Val's is right there. Love Val's. Love George. I love George. George is such an amazing person, such a generous guy. But that entire, and I'm gonna slowly approach saying their last name. Nikolopoulos is George's last name. They are amazing, generous, such great people, such good people. Hey guys, 510-331-9112 is the number. If we're talking food, let's talk about Cafe Rumi. Since we mentioned Nick's that do Greek, Cafe Rumi does gyros and they do all sorts of Mediterranean stuff. So let's not forget about the businesses and people that we have in town already. Yeah, that's I'm over here. The crinkling of the list of stuff that I had to talk about. I mean, minus all of the complete derailments of my train of thought a couple times talking about Mervin's and Don is mentioning great people. I hope he's mentioning that about Rosa and Gustavo. We have so many great people that own businesses and restaurants in our town. Don Shalpy is one of them. This community is just, it's gold. It's gold dipped in platinum. We're so lucky. I wanted to mention Rudy's Donuts. I think I may have done that already. Great people. They've been in the community forever. The owner is Rudy's daughter. I think there's a couple of daughters. I'm not sure what the situation is with who's working there or not. But Rudy originally owned a Winchell's that was further up the boulevard, and I would be incorrect if I were to try to mention where it was at. But there was a Winchell's on the boulevard. I think it was catty corner to where the car wash used to be, and that car wash, I think it was Hutch's, used to be where in the Adobe Center where the paint store is now. But anyways, long story short, Rudy's Donuts. There's another. We're just rich with. Denise is asking, do we still have Hallmark? Hallmark is still open in the village. Shout out to Bill Saltzman at Hallmark. They're there every Christmas. It's always fun to go look at the new ornaments that come out. And another independent business that is scraping and surviving despite the pandemic. Every small business that we have in the community deserves our business, especially now that they've been closed for so long. I'm doing my best to shop local and not look at Amazon when I do my shopping, but we all probably kind of know how easy it is to just look at Amazon and go boop and click and there it is. But yeah, which I guess would be the last topic I'll bring up is or one of the two. There was actually something else. I'm glad I mentioned that because there was something else that I wanted to mention before we close this show. And we're still kind of talking about that. These little small businesses that we have, they are our neighbors. They're people who live in our community. And I think it's really incumbent upon us to support our neighbors as much as we can, and to help them keep afloat so that we don't have all of these empty storefronts, which are kind of popping up in here and there, more than not. El Rancho Steakhouse on the Boulevard closed. We were just talking about Worldwide Art went by the wayside. So let's do what we can for our community and help keep them all afloat. I mean, yeah, they're our neighbors. I mean, let's help them as much as we can and throw our business their way and not online. The last thing that I wanted to mention, I guess, well, let me throw the phone number out there one more time if you guys want to text in a comment, question, confession, complaint. 510-331-9112. If you would like to, like I said, text over a comment, complaint, topic, confession, whatever's on your mind. The last thing I wanted to mention before we close this out is even though things are opening up, there are still senior citizens who may be staying home more than not and may be isolated, maybe alone. If you have a relative or a neighbor who is a senior citizen, please reach out and touch base with them often. And that was almost a Depeche Mode lyric right there. I know Don's going to appreciate that. But reach out and touch base to them and let them know that they are cared for. Let them know if you have time that you can run an errand for them, or give them a little bit of your time and talk to them. Maybe I don't know, bring them offer to, if you have time, grab some groceries for them. Ask them if there's anything that they need. It's something that kind of weighs on my mind to think of some of these seniors who maybe have a health condition that prompts them to stay home more than not and not go out into the public, which is a wise thing to do. These people may be home and isolated and alone and not feeling good about themselves, not feeling good about the world. Let's do what we can to reach out to those people and offer some compassion, a helping hand, which is the same thing as compassion. My mom is a senior citizen and is kind of in that category where she's staying home, and it's gotta suck. It just sucks because you don't want to go out. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you may get sick or sicker. So please, Denise said it right. Reach out to seniors. If you got a neighbor, knock on their door. Give them a call if you can. Leave a post-it note on their door. Hey, I'm your neighbor. Is there anything I can do for you? Come knock on my door. I'm here for you. I think that also goes across the board, just for humanity's sake. Let's get over this whole political nonsense and stop beating each other on the head with our opinions and our viewpoints, and give each other a handshake or a hug. Well, we can't hug, but we will. We'll be able to hug again. But let's get back to humanity. And Denise is mentioning that Veterans Day is tomorrow. Shout out to all of our veterans. That just harkens back to what we're mentioning with reaching out to the seniors. And Bob is mentioning, I am an old guy who can't play with my grandchildren who live 4 blocks away. Not fun. It sucks. It just sucks. We can't hug our mothers. We can't. I mean, if we're not in that same household or that same, what do they call it, social bubble or whatever, I can't hug my mom. It sucks. But like I said, there's light at the end of the tunnel because of this vaccine. We don't know how long that darn tunnel is going to be, but we're going to get there, and I hope that we all get there together. I think we will. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in here and listening to my mental train derail numerous times. You guys are great. Be good to each other. Be compassionate. We will be here next Tuesday night, 7 p.m. like we usually do, unless, we bowed out a couple times to the elections, of course, and there was another time that there was a debate, so we canceled. But we'll be here next Tuesday night, 7 p.m. We'll be live. We'll be sharing the love. We'll be listening to you. We'll be talking. Hopefully, I'll have a longer list for us to discuss. In the meantime, if you guys have any topics or anything that you would like for us to bring up, shoot us a message or an email to castrovalleytelevision@gmail.com, castrovalleytelevision@gmail.com, and we'll bring up your topic. So like I said, next Tuesday, 7 p.m., we'll be here. Hopefully you will be as well. With all of that said, when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. Take care, everyone. See you next Tuesday.